Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's watch party for In Search of Tomorrow. We're doing something special today. It's our first ever TV movie watch party. It's going to be a two-part watch party, so this week and next week. First off, this week we're going to be watching V, the 1983 miniseries, the groundbreaking miniseries, part 1, and we'll be following it up with part 2 next week. It's going to be fantastic. As always, I'm Andrew, and I'm joined by Dom. Hello, Dom.
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here. Eagerly looking forward to this.
I can see we've got a lot of our friends joining us over while everyone gets ready for the watch party. Just to say, the sync point will just be as the where it says this film is dedicated to or starring the bit, basically the first black and white screen that comes up. It's not many releases have got different intros, but just to say let's do a roll call. So over on YouTube, we've got James Hellier. We've got Cute Cult, welcome to both of you. And over here on Discord, we've got a lot of our gang joining us. Who have we got? I can see we've got MacReady74, James Hellier on here as well, Chaos Fear, Mad Matt, Lizard Man. Welcome, Lizard Man. We want to see your people. We've got Onzi, we've got Sharon, we've got Brainwire. I saw Eric earlier. We've got Jedi Wizard. Brainwire, I think, said he's never seen this before. Edward the Black Prince is joining us. And yeah, we've got Sharon and anyone else. Oh, and Robin, of course, the big boss man, Robin. So, Dom, this is obviously older than you. I mean, this is 1983. This came out, so clearly.
It almost predates me by a decade.
Okay.
I have seen it, though.
You have seen it. I mean, you obviously saw it on
a kid.
Sort of as a kid, yeah, on sort of a replay. It's quite interesting. Oh, and also Jim Chalubna, if I'm saying that wrong, has joined us over on YouTube. It's quite interesting because the way V was produced was in 1983 we had V the miniseries, which we're watching tonight and next week. And then it was followed up by the second miniseries called V the Final Battle, which was a 3-part miniseries, which we will watch in the future. We're not going to watch it immediately, and that's a 3-parter. But when it was shown in the UK, V didn't actually air here until 1984. And what they did was they played it as a 5-part series. So we had V and V, the miniseries part 1, part 2 on the Monday, Tuesday, and the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we had the episodes of the Final Battle. So it was a 5-night event in the UK. So it's quite interesting. I mean, Dom, what are your memories of this? Anything? Or not a great deal?
My memories are Freddy Krueger's in it. my memory is limited to the appearance of Robert Englund. And I believe he plays a incredibly wholesome, lovely individual. And it was odd for my child brain to see Freddy in that light.
He plays a character called Willie, who we'll be introduced to. But Sharon's right, as a 5-part event is the way to do it. And I think as you said earlier, that's how you watched it. And it's how I tend to watch it, as a 5-part event. We may discuss the TV show later on, the TV series. It's not pretty, but let's get into the TV movie for tonight. I'm really looking forward to this. So everybody, on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press play. Now, one of the things I really, really like about this is it's got this really kind of unassuming score to it. It's sinister. I mean, if you're watching this for the first time, you've kind of got no idea what this is about, what's going on. We're just seeing sort of screenshots of all the cast from at later points in the series. Yeah,
it comes across like TV shows of the time, like a Murder, She Wrote, or got even like the Spider-Man TV show in the 70s, where it just gives you snippets of everything that you're going to see just at the pre-fronted at the beginning.
This show does have a sterling cast. Some of the people are TV show regulars. We've got a few movie actors here as well, but everyone is brilliant in this. The scale of this show was quite unprecedented. What's quite interesting was when originally they came up with the idea for the TV show, one of the ideas was to basically make it about another nation invading America. But then they realized it would probably work better as an alien show. They sort of spun things in a new direction. So we're now seeing an unspecified South American country in turmoil, as was so common in the 80s. With a TV journalist. What I love with the TV journalists as well, the cameras that they're carrying now are just of the era, they are enormous. I think there's actually a sequence where they beat someone up with the camera later on. It's so large.
I mean, why not? Then again, it's really expensive equipment.
Oh, now this is one of the only 80s things you're seeing here that's quite common. That's a bit of a shame, but because they were readily available. That helicopter is a Bell Ranger, which we've seen in other things before. They were very common in TV shows. It's certainly not a military helicopter in any way, shape, or form. It's a commercial light aviation helicopter, but they would always paint them and dress them up and put like fake rocket launchers and things on them to look like they were a significant attack vehicle, but they're not. It was just a readily available sort of helicopter they could hire, use for stunt work. So Mad Matt's got a good question. Watching the opening credits, how do they define starring, guest starring, featured, and appearing? I would guess it's possibly down to the amount of screen time, because some people have very little screen time, some have quite a significant amount. Onzi saying Airwolf, the cheap South American version. Well, yeah.
I was going to say Blue Thunder.
No. It's probably closer to Airwolf.
Yeah, it's close.
That helicopter was used quite a lot in Airwolf. It was used in a lot of TV shows wherever they needed a bit of, just something to fly over. If you've never actually seen the guns on it fly, shoot.
Yes, the classic giant explosion.
I also love the fact as well that he clearly doesn't know how to operate a camera, because what we're seeing there is he's filming something and he's constantly turning the lens back and forth. So the picture would either be zooming in or in and out of focus constantly with whatever he's recording. He's not finessing, turning it slowly in one direction and the other. It's literally going.
Yeah. It's like whenever you see someone drive in like the 50s.
It's movie and TV show driving and typing with some types of word on a screen and they're going. It's one of those kind of things. But it's fine.
Yeah, it's schlock.
Fine. Yeah. Still quite a cool shot, this, though. Sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
You want to know where the budget went? I mean,
it was one of the most expensive. Yeah, this was one of the most expensive TV shows ever made at the time. I think it was the most expensive to the time.
For sure. I mean, look at the location they're filming in. It's exotic as all hell. They've got a helicopter.
Probably just California, to be honest, though, isn't it?
It probably is, yeah. Action scene, just explosions everywhere. This would not have been cheap.
No, it's not. It was a very. There we go. Mad Matt says he's operating that camera like seeing how many times someone pumps a shotgun on screen without firing a shot. Oh, that's interesting. Lizardman says, if this is based on the El Salvadorian civil war that was going on at the time and not just a fictional conflict, then technically these are communist guerrillas and that chopper is backed by the US government.
I believe it. Even though it's just like miniature pocket explosions busting up water from the ground, as an actor running through that, you still must be kind of terrified that you're going to get hit by one of them.
What I'm loving is, as well, he's running around. It's a proper camera of the era. So for those, forgive me.
It's going to be heavy. Oh, he's got the battery in the back, right?
That's the battery and the video recorder element. Here we go. Now he's seeing this ominous ship.
Come on. Twist that camera into focus.
That's right. Oh, it's quite interesting. That's a bit of a stinger it has there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, if you notice now, the theme tune changes to a more of a militaristic theme.
Military. Yeah.
This is one of those shows I wish I could go back in time and see actually broadcast live for the first time and erase all knowledge of it.
Oh, yeah,
it's
for
one
sure.
I'd like to experience. In some ways, I envy you a bit, Dom. I mean, you know some of the pop culture, but it's a relatively first view for you, and for some of our members on Discord as well. It's a relatively first sort of view for them, and that's what's great. This was a TV event.
Even though I know this is about an alien invasion, seeing that ship moments before, I kind of forgot just a little bit. So seeing it, I was like, oh, things have changed drastically.
Yeah,
that was a nice experience. And like you said, seeing this on TV back when it was first airing, that must have been great, because this was a TV movie and it feels like a movie.
This was a TV event.
Yeah.
So everybody in our Discord and on YouTube, if this is your first time seeing it, let me know. And if not, tell me when you first saw this. I'd be really interested to know if you saw it back in the day, or if you saw it on reruns, etc. James Hellier says, I remember watching it on a tiny black and white portable TV. My parents had the main TV for Dross. Oh, wow. Hello, Seppuku OH or Seppuku H. Forgive me for saying it wrong. So on its first run, that's brilliant. Calbot's, welcome, Calbot. Didn't see you earlier. You saw it on its original premiere in '83. Brainwise says it's his first time. Jedi Wizard says, first time in 1984, just before the next set started. He was 4. Bikey's first timer.
I think I need to get a... Yeah, there I am. I think I need to get a corn cob pipe, not to smoke, just so I can point at things dramatically.
Yes, for emphasizing points. And Mr. Riston, welcome, says, I saw it when I was 6 years old or so in 1987. What I like about this as well is it does show that the world just is going on, maybe not in a good way, but the normal things of the world are happening while alien spaceships are flying overhead. We're seeing obviously we're seeing a burglar here. Very similar to Independence Day.
Yeah. I was about to say, when was the last time we have had like an alien invasion scare event similar to War of the Worlds or this or Independence Day? I think Independence Day may have been the last one I can think of at the moment, but nothing.
I think, well, we could maybe Moonfall tried to do something like that, but I don't know if Moonfall was a fever dream I watched recently. But this is the thing. Now, here's a question for everyone again in our chat. And you, Dom, what would you do if right now you looked out the street and you saw that ship? Like, I mean, it's quite good. The sample of the people of the world. You got the people who are afraid, kids who don't care, people who think it's exciting. How would you deal with it? Now, that's a question for our chat. How would you deal with it?
Go away. It's not worth the planet. We're terrible. Go find somewhere better. No. In all reality, like I was telling you, I went to this space club thing last night with my friends, and me and my close friend Jordan, we just geeked out about how the CIA kind of sort of admitted that there's UFOs so they don't know about and no one really cares, and how does no one care? This is so exciting. It's such cool news. And yeah, if alien invasion started happening, I would be giddy with excitement and fear.
Yeah.
I'm a huge X-Files fan, so I like to think that I'm a Mulder, but I'm pretty sure I'm kind of a Scully.
Mm.
I keep not believing all these things that happen, even though apparently they're real, according to the CIA.
Well, we've got a few people here in the Discord saying, James Hellywood stock on canned food and shotgun cartridges, Jedi Wizard. My reaction, well, there goes my day. Eric would buy, just drink a load of booze and play some heavy metal. Edward the Black Prince would take a picture of the cherished and then run for the closest cave to hide. Calbot says, I for one welcome our new alien overlords. Onzi would say, I would think, why oh why didn't I listen to those doomsday preppers?
So we have a nice mix of different things as well. My personal favorite so far is the blasting heavy metal and just dressing gown, blowing the wind, just pounding back beers.
Again, though, this is going back to Independence Day. This whole precursor to this invasion is, or the meeting, the revealing of the aliens, is it Independence Day was inspired by it, or was it Independence Day, it was the only way they could think to go?
I don't want to poo-poo on Independence Day.
I love Independence Day.
I have big problems with Independence Day. This scene is almost lifted from it. Well, sorry,
Independence Day is basically the whole
Day.
I don't want to die a virgin scene with a random guy. Yeah.
Look at this scumbag.
Oh, he is. He's a proper scumbag of a character.
Who sticks fried chicken like behind the TV?
It was the 80s. It's what we did with KFC to keep it warm.
Bang it in the microwave. Let's reheat it. No, stick it by the TV.
Well, don't forget, with our Masters of the Universe watch party, we saw that people put in giant whole buckets of chicken in the microwave, not even separating it out.
Well, then they also put it in the trash sink.
Yeah, the trash sink.
I've not met a single doctor, bearing in mind I worked in the medical field, I've not met a single doctor who wears a stethoscope that way. It's always not coupled around the neck, it's looped around the neck with the earpieces dangling down to one side. Futurama ripped this off now.
Oh, yeah.
Happy New Year!
I'll be fair though. The character you called a scumbag, played by David Packer, who I think is actually called David in this, if I remember right. Let's have a look. Yeah, Daniel plays Daniel Bernstein. Originally, the role of Robin Maxwell, played by Blair Tefkin in this, the girl who just said, I want to die a virgin, was to be played by Dominique Dunn, the daughter from the original Poltergeist, who was murdered by her boyfriend. And she had actually been running, she was actually good friends with David Packer, who played Daniel. And yeah, so the role was recast and he had to step in and help rehearse, because all the roles with Dominique Dunn were reshot because it took I think it was a 2-week break when she was murdered during the production of this. So, big tragedy.
It is. One of the things I'm fascinated with, and I normally am fascinated whenever I watch older films, the TVs. I love the aesthetic of old 80s TVs. And so far I've seen like 6 variations. Like now there's just another variation. And it's always wholesome seeing all the wood panel.
Oh, the old wood panel. Well, that's a very expensive TV. That's actually a rear projection TV, the big one in the Bernstein house, because they're quite wealthy.
Imagine if the aliens were slightly late. Bad form.
Oh, no, they'll be on time. Well, that'd be my guess. It's a craft that's coming down from the ship and landing. I just can imagine the excitement of watching this as a kid at the time, and you would have been feeling very much like one of the kids. It's quite cleverly done, because you would have been so excited about, oh my God, the ship's coming down, and what's it going to be? What's going to come out? It's played so well, even for the audience. The little girl doesn't care; she just wants to drink a pop.
Okay, so there was a little miniature fair in my hometown of Birmingham when I was a kid, called the Mop. Come to town every November-ish time.
Mm-hmm.
And it had shuttles that looked identical to this, that you just sit in and it would roll you around. But this is giving me flashbacks to the Mop. It looks so similar to this.
I like the fact that the ships look relatively not over the top.
Yeah. Functional.
Yes, exactly. They look like, they look just like cars of the era. You know, it's a space car, if you see what I'm saying. It's not anything over the top.
It's not like a hovering laser projected pod.
No, no.
Something overly designed. It's
not
practical. And it makes it feel more real.
Oh, so it's not the Bernstein's house. That's another house, but he's the factory owner, and they are very wealthy. They live in a mansion, which is why they've got that large rear projection TV. That would have been a very expensive TV.
Hells, imagine if aliens had to meet with our current leaders of the world.
Yeah.
Dude.
Okay.
What are your first words to our new alien overlords, then, Andrew?
Welcome. Welcome. Sharon says, so if alien ships do come here and visit us, what would your first reaction be? Be it they are evil or for peaceful reasons? Ooh. Let's face facts, they're probably evil.
Could you blame them if they came to wipe off the pox, the universal hemorrhoids that is humanity?
Well, they could view us just like cockroaches.
I mean, we're spreading like it. We're trying to get our crud all over Mars. We've destroyed this poor planet. We're on to the next. We can't even agree with the United Nations Charter.
No. Speak on their behalf.
Let's flip this on its head.
Mm.
We are chosen to go out to space, and we land on this this planet filled with inhabitants, and we have to be the supreme leader of our race.
God, no. Here we go. Richard heard a sci-fi staple of the 80s. But this is what's great, because that's for the kids watching it with their families who are thinking, oh my God, they're going to come out and they're going to be all 12-legged and on space hoppers and cool stuff. And it's like, no, it's like people.
Would it have been better if they were like Lovecraftian nightmares that were mainly like a mass of flesh and tentacles?
I think that's what the kids wanted.
Oh, I forgot about the dark glasses. Where are my aviators?
They are very much like those glasses they wear are these dreadful 80s ones they sold on infomercials called blue blockers.
Plastic.
Yeah. Called blue blockers. They were dreadful.
To block out blue light?
Blue light and everything. They just were these enormous borderline glasses for the blind like those.
That's where you and I differ, Andrew. Supreme Leader, I'm somewhat of a god myself. Bow before me.
Yes.
Please.
I'm just an admiral of sorts. We have some jars of pickles that the lids are very tight on. We cannot remove
We
them.
need you to open them.
Yeah. Welcome, US Marine Ham Tyler Top Gun. Unfortunately, US Marine Ham Tyler doesn't appear until V the Final Battle, which will be at a future watch party. But welcome anyway. Cute Cult says, "What if alien ships aren't actually manned but navigated by sentient computers?"
Are we talking Dune levels of sentient computers that are just kind of malformed human trash, or drone like oh god, almost like a Brainiac kind of situation? Ugh.
Well, Onzi says it's just an old guy with IMAX 3D glasses. Yeah, he just wandered out. He's just wandered out the IMAX, not handed them back in.
Scumbag! How dare he? Everyone needs those IMAX glasses.
But I think one of the best things about this is, apart from the lies he's telling that are obviously so convincing, it's everything is so normal about these aliens. But is it too, spoilers, is it too normal?
Well, it's disarming, isn't it?
Yes. So Sharon says, always be suspicious. Sharon says, I would question why they look like us. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. James Helly says, Richard here, Captain Sheridan, no, not from Babylon 5, TJ Hooker. He was also Admiral Paris, Owen Paris in Voyager, Tom Paris's father.
When was the last time everyone gathered around a TV and enjoyed something?
Yeah, but don't forget, back then we didn't have as many TVs. TVs were horrendously expensive.
No. You could rent them, couldn't you?
You could rent them, but even back then, buying a TV was expensive.
It's such a Lady Macbeth move. Oh, you know that piddly one thing that you've got? Get in there.
Edward the Black Princess, to be fair, Andrew, did anyone question why Superman looks like us?
Yeah, he can shoot lasers from his eyes. We don't question anything that man does.
That's right. That's right. Yes, I mean, V was brilliant for the time. It's something I'm really enjoying this so far. It's got a great build up to it.
It does.
And some wonderful matte painting work we're seeing. Some absolutely glorious matte paintings.
Everything just feels so serene.
Is that real champagne or is that Now that is such an 80s apartment, isn't it? It's a penthouse with a
my
conservatory
God.
roof. And is that a couch? Is it a sofa bed? I mean, I know what that's
Yes.
for. I know what that's for, and I'm not going to go into it. Were reporters back then incredibly well paid?
Did they have incredible mustaches like that?
I don't know, but I'm just saying that's her apartment. She's a reporter. She seems to have a
Oh yeah, super
tremendous
luxury
apartment.
penthouse. Yeah.
Yeah, with a giant rear projection television. And that's some wonderful sort of use of combining practical sets with matte paintings again there. Sharon saying, any volunteers to go into an alien ship?
Screw it. Why not? If I'm going to go out, let me go out that way.
Now we meet, in my opinion, the absolute star of the series, Diana.
This is why aliens don't come to Earth.
Right, this engine room, I think this is a Budweiser brewery or something.
Brewery, yeah.
But that's fine. But they used the same thing for the engine room in the rebooted Star Trek films.
Yeah. I'm thinking of Space Mutiny. Have you ever seen that? Gem?
I'm thinking of Space Mutiny. Yes, that's dreadful. Well, that's a good point. A US Marine says, do we believe that aliens exist? Well, why not? What about you, Dom? Any question for our Discord as well?
I do. I just believe that we haven't had any encounters with them. Like I said, I want to be a Mulder. I'm pretty sure I'm a Scully. I believe that it's very unlikely we're the only sentient species in the galaxy, just because I don't think we're that special.
Exactly.
But I think one of the reasons why aliens aren't coming to us is we either kill, eat, or have sex with everything we encounter. So they're just deeply afraid of us for good reason.
I'm enjoying the high school band doing the slightly off tune and out of time version of the Star Wars main theme. I genuinely think this is
the legally distinct.
Oh no, I think they licensed it in the credits. It does say Star Wars by John Williams, but it's the fact it's that amateur level of playing the music.
It's kind of almost there. God, imagine if the aliens are like, oh God, they're doing the Star Wars theme. Oh, what's next? The
Star Trek theme.
Yeah, the Star Trek theme. Oh, they're going to do the Mr. Spock thing to us.
Yeah, the Vulcan salute.
Oh, they're going to say, take me to your leader.
Yeah, Nanu, Nanu. This is interesting though, right? The Star Wars march gets to the imperial element of the theme just as the visitors are coming out of the ship. It's incredibly well done, though. The subtlety of so much of it is hinted in it. Cute Cult says octopi are aliens just on vacation.
I told you, people are just weirdly horny.
There can't be much room on that ship with that many people on board.
It's like a clown car. They just keep coming out.
That's a good point, Lizard Man. I mean, it's kind of insulting, isn't it? Let's welcome the aliens with a song from a movie. Why not just play the national anthem? Bikey says it's like the TARDIS, bigger on the inside. It is strange.
Oh God, yeah. It's slightly off key, and it's
It's brilliant for that purpose.
why get a school band? Like, why not get the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra?
But the idea is this is at different factories all over the world at the same time.
Oh,
they're landing
yeah,
to
you're
meet
right.
with them.
I like a little suitcases, a little carry-ons. They're adorable.
That's a good question from US Marine. What do we think of the recent V series? Sadly, it's not that recent now. It's recent as in, I think, about 10 years ago.
2006?
Yeah, maybe more than that now. What do you think of the recent series? You thought it was good and wish it didn't get axed? I quite enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, but it had quite a different feel to this.
Marina Baccarin will always have a place in my heart.
Oh, he's definitely a businessman, market trader, banker. Look, he's reading the Wall Street Journal, and that's all he cares about.
Aliens on the TV, and he's too cared about his stocks.
I don't get why the TV suddenly just had noise.
Yeah. What, classic TV trope of silent until it needs to have noise.
But here's some nice exposition. It makes me wonder if they shot this scene showing the meeting of them as the proper full dinner party sequence, and they edited it down and improvised these lines to make it work better.
I mean, they definitely filmed it, so it stands to reason they would have filmed with sound as well. I mean, who possibly could have thought, let's film this scene, but it's going to be exposed by other characters in another scene entirely. So you just mouth your lines.
Yeah, exactly.
With all the set decoration as well, and the shots that they took. Yeah, the editor clearly had a friend in the cinematography department who was like, dude, we set this scene up. It took us like 50 takes. Please find a way to put it in, please.
It works well because it delivers the exposition as in something they've noticed. It almost occurs to me, did they even play the scene originally in the show, cut it in the early cut, and then have this as a flashback to point out all the bits people missed?
Potentially. But like you said, I think it works very well because we've had so many expository scenes already, and this is just a way to make it snappier.
Yeah. It's quite well done. Oh, and more skulls. Got a couple of questions. We're saying, would we like a movie made of V? I don't know. I think it lends itself better to a mini-series format with an extended story. I think trying to fit it into even at best 3 hours, which I doubt you'd get the approval for that.
This day and age with like series being their most cinematic, I think a V series could work very well today.
Or would you want it as a full-blown series or a mini? I think I'd prefer V. Having seen 2 V series and a mini series, I prefer the mini series because it's tight enough to keep the story rolling fast, but it needs that bit more
room to breathe
that the movie wouldn't have. H Daddy 76 welcome says, what do we think about the Nazi references on the shows? Well, it clearly is a Nazi parallel, and that's one of the things behind that, an invading force, sort of suppressing elements of a community, of a society. And it's good because it's a common sci-fi trope of being able to transpose social issues that may be unpleasant or had problems with censors by transposing it onto sort of aliens. And now we're seeing Robert Englund for the first time. But I mean, let's not forget, going back, and it's a very obvious and infamous one, is Star Trek with Let That Be Your Battlefield, whereby they dealt with the social issue of race, whereby the characters were black on one side and white on the other. And to them, it was a major difference. So it's good because it's one of the wonderful things about sci-fi where they can speak about a social or unpleasant issue, but go quite deeply into it in a way they couldn't.
And another great thing about the way they do it in sci-fi, particularly things like this and the aforementioned Star Trek episode, it makes the audience look at how silly the conflicts are. And then they have to realize that in reality, it's equally as silly, if not more so. And it keeps happening.
Now we're seeing Daniel making friends with the visitors.
Man, if only my wife could look at me that way.
This is one of the only things about the Willie character. He's established quite early on. It's a bit of a trope. He has his own cutesy theme whenever he's on this kind of simple, kind of happy
because
theme.
he's the goodie. He's the little one that's cute that you want to be friends with. He's the R2D2 of this.
Yeah, which is really strange to think that within a year he was killing
Freddy
people in
Krueger.
their dreams. Yeah,
The stuff of nightmares. I'm sorry. Why is she delivering like lunch?
because she's to be fair, she runs the food van for the plant.
People come out of the van?
Yeah, American food
Those
trucks
were
are
the
different.
days.
No, Dom, American food trucks are different to ours.
I've not been to one yet, even though I've lived here for some time now.
I've seen this. American food trucks are different to ours. They have like a big truck. They open the sides up and they have all the stuff on there, and people walking around them doing things for you. But I guess it's they don't have the British weather.
Good point.
Why are these
Just
films?
lying. LA's
Why is the 80s TV shows always down on places like Fresno?
Because they're usually based in LA, and LA is a hellscape, and they have to poo-poo on everyone else to try and make themselves feel better. There's like 8 cubic feet of nice in LA, and there's a huge price to get those 8 cubic feet.
Again, H Daddy. Oh, so Seppuku says that we call the food vans roach coaches, which
Roach coach,
yeah,
good protein. Eat them to absorb their power.
I would say this is what's wonderful when you see Diana. There's something about Diana, almost serpentesque. The way she's so seductive with everybody.
That's why is it that seductive nature is always either feline or serpentine?
Serpentine comes from the Bible, from the story of Adam and Eve, because the serpent was the serpent in the Garden of Eden was what tempted them to eat the apple.
Because I was reading a book, admittedly a fantasy book the other day, but it had a Medusa type character, a Gorgon, who was apparently very voluptuous and sensual. I'm like, she's a snake. What?
Yep.
Why is that sexy?
There we go. H Daddy 76 says, what are your thoughts about the after series of V? I felt it lacked lots of good elements that the original had and didn't enjoy it. It was okay. I think it came out when there was a lot of strong TV coming out.
You mean the TV series or?
I think the TV series. The V follow-up show, I think they're referring to. The V season TV show, the reboot, I think they're referring to. But I think we've spoken about that a few times already.
Yeah. Yeah, this home, it's incredible. Is this his place or hers? Either way, you're right. Someone's getting paid a lot of money to be on news.
Exactly. Lizman says snakes are sexy, and Shan saying, does LA really beat Fresno? Anyone from Fresno, and is what's so wrong with it?
All right. If we could encounter one sci-fi alien race, which one would it be? You got carte blanche of all your sci-fi races.
All sci-fi alien races.
Yeah. For the audience as well, what's your sci-fi alien race of choice?
Good point. Let's go. Oh, Cocoon Race, the Antarians from Swansea. That's a good one. They are very well. We hope they're very kind.
Oh yeah, we don't actually know what they do.
Oh, a little bit of body horror there. The frozen hand smashing. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Carl. We've got Carl Wacker joining us over on YouTube. Just say, HLD says independent sales had ships over the world. Exactly, it was very similar. But Carl Wacker says a limited series of 8 to 10 hours would be best. Streaming for V to work today. The reboot series seemed to be a reflex of the success of the Battlestar Galactica reboot. I agree with you. I think like a 5, 12-part, very limited series.
Yeah.
About 10 hours or so would be perfect for it.
Like, Moon Knight, right? That's technically a mini series. That's 6 hours.
Something like that. But this is the thing now, we're seeing the visitors have kind of integrated themselves very well into just common society. Look, they're casually walking down the streets, their ships are flying around. Are they just being benevolent and being there, or are they manipulating themselves into position?
With our luck, we'd get the xenomorph.
Sharon, I don't want ET. I don't want ET, Sharon. You know my thoughts.
Yeah, but if Mac and me comes to town, I'm getting the damn baseball bat. Lizard Man showing some XCOM footage. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, that would be the best. Wait. What year did Galaxy Quest come out?
We're just seeing... James is saying here they suddenly have Holocaust survivors being suspicious of visitors. Yeah, exactly. The Holocaust, and also that would happen. Look how quick that. Well, I don't know. It's supposed to be a few weeks, but look how quick they've marketed and got the visitor toys out for the kids in this world.
Hey, if there's one thing that 80s America is really good at doing, it's
molded pieces of plastic crap.
Yes, and selling them to the masses.
You know what I do wonder, though? If that model he's playing with there is actually one of the miniatures from the flying scenes.
It could be. Didn't have the money. We just saw his apartment, his house.
No, that's his mother. His mother's separated from him.
She got a really bad deal in the... Yeah, she does deserve more alimony.
Well, she appears to have a new husband or partner, though, so...
Actually, yeah, that's a nice house. Again, in LA. Okay, that's a MacGuffin, for sure.
Yes, I wonder how that might be come into use later on in the story.
Did they give it to him, or did he yoink it?
Also, the only thing about his ex-wife here is the ex-wife is a bit of a stereotypical 80s ex-wife who just hates him for every reason.
Yeah.
You go and with your job, you go and see aliens. How am I supposed to keep up with that? Oh, I'm sorry, I'll hold my life back because you're jealous of me.
Yeah. There was something I saw recently which had like a really good divorcee dynamic, and I can't remember what it. The Nicolas Cage movie. The Enormous Weight of Unbearable Talent.
Okay.
That's gonna really, because Nicolas Cage is divorced from his wife in that film, and they act together as like a cooperative parent couple. It's great. Very supportive.
Oh dear. She stole a piece of skin from a visitor.
Oh, she did want to get into the DNA. Oh, that was sweet. It's got good characterization as well. Like we've seen how many main characters at this point, and they all have very quickly characterized themselves, and not in overly stereotypical ways, you know, apart from the divorced wife.
They're very cool guns, the alien pistols, though. Oh, yeah. I really like the design of them. They're very functional. Yeah. Lizard Man agrees with me, though, that the family dynamics in movies like this get a bit annoying. It's like he's got a job, he makes money, has to give money to her, he needs a job. Exactly. That's a very cool prop, Mad Matt, you just posted a picture of.
That is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Look how. Why has he got a pipe rack?
He's got a pipe rack.
All the pipe.
See, I really need to up my pipe game.
He's got a pipe rack where he sniffs various pipes before smoking them.
Which pipe shall I have today? This is my Monday pipe.
Oh, that's cool. Sirius on Discord says, I still have my toy V pistol from my childhood. No idea where I got it from. And Lizard Man says, well, you got to put your pipes somewhere. That's the thing. In the UK, I don't...
That 80s phone.
Yeah, 80s cordless phone. I don't think in the UK that they particularly released the V toys over here. I don't recall really seeing any V toys here growing up.
Who has these overly intimate conversations outside?
Well, to be fair, she probably is having the conversation outside. She wants a bit of privacy in the house to talk to her friend. Yeah. Because she does have about 14 brothers and sisters who are all nosy, if you see in the... Good question, Sharon. Sharon's saying she doesn't recall any V merch back in the day. Maybe she's too old for it. Anyone remember it? I'm sure. Mad Matt. There we go. Mad Matt saying we got the pistol and the alien figure. That was all that was released. It's a shame. And that's very true as well, James. But that's because it was shot on film and it's framed beautifully. It's framed like a film. So it's saying this was screened originally in 4:3, but we're watching it in 16:9. It was clearly shot with 16:9 in mind.
It's good camera work as well. It's cinematic camera work. It's not
it's shot
like a TV.
Let's see. I wonder who the cinematographer was. John McPherson. Let's have a look. John McPherson.
I always approve of subtle movement in in especially TV, because nowadays you don't see any of it. It's all either digital movement or the Steadicam being on a static image. And here, look, we're seeing such subtle drifting. It just makes a scene slightly more interesting to look at rather than A shot, B shot. Just a little bit of life into it. And it can direct you so well. Like if you look at George Miller's magnum opus that is Fury Road,
yes,
it trains your eye. Cinematography can train the viewer to watch a film in a particular way, going from left to right, and you're seeing what you should be seeing rather than missing stuff in the background.
And here we go. We're seeing some quite interesting. So, because we had the black actor commenting about racial problems with white people previous to this in the past when they first saw the aliens, he transposed it on there, but it's showing that prejudice is common amongst all, but really it's misplaced, because then he realizes that the alien who he disparaged saved his life without a moment's thought.
Ran in to get him out of the nitrogen tank that blew up or whatever it was.
Yeah.
These scientists just stand around all day and watch TV. Oh God, Fabio.
Oh, that's a very, very cool shirt that Mad Mount's got. He just posted in the Discord.
Hey, left-hander.
There seems to be a lot of left-handed people amongst the scientific community in this film.
Yeah.
I wonder if that'll be a thing later on.
Oh God. Oh no, I'm not one of them. Please. Right-handers for the win, am I right?
Yep, now we get the visitors targeting the scientist community. They do live their life like a coffee commercial, how they sit, though. This is framed like a coffee commercial.
All they need to say is like, I just need another cup of Nescafe and I'll know what to do. Or like taking a sip after making their coffee and a breakthrough comes to mind.
Well, Onzi's saying, Willie's IQ to his alien racist standards was probably low. No, not really. It's just he was not particularly proficient in English, but he gets better as the show goes on. Because he was, as they said, he originally had to go to Egypt, but he was changed where he was being sent. Yeah. He got sent to LA by accident. But he's fairly intelligent and fairly good at things. Here we are, more parallels to the to Nazi Germany with computers of registration of people.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
And he gets the uniform that's been through the washing machine a few times.
Yeah.
But this is very much like, again, Nazi connection, the Hitler Youth.
The Hitler Youth.
Yeah.
Oh, he corked it.
Mm.
Oh, God. Going in there with the knife. The butter knife.
Why is he upset?
Because she didn't make it for dinner. Wait.
That wine's so gritty with bits of cork in it now.
Yeah. Wait. That's a pop cork.
Oh, Carl Wack, that's really good. Over on YouTube. Couldn't Daniel be a parallel to the Vichy in occupied France since he is not a visitor? Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. He would, rather than Hitler Youth, because he is, like, as you say, he's not the same sort of race or nationality as the visitors. He's a national, he's a traitor of the humans. But then again, think of it this way: how many kids with what's going on would not, if they said, hey, do you want to be a scout for the aliens? And you get to wear a cool alien costume and be with them, hang with them, and go in the spaceships, you'd be like, yes.
We'll give you a laser gun. I mean, let's face it, Andrew, if they came down and said, yo, you want to train in lightsaber fighting? Oh, yeah, half of us would just be like, oh, exactly. Yeah, that's so cool. Damn, we're feeble.
Sharon's saying you can start to see that even the visitors have their class structure with the workers like Willie, and then you see the middle tier aliens and the commander and his staff. Yes. There you go. Both these men were right-handed, and now they're left-handed. It's because he's got the film flipped.
Such a subtle reference there. Shoot through your shield, dude. And you have cover. Just keep firing. You'll be golden.
Oh, here comes Daniel. See, Daniel's even got his own gun at the moment, strapped to his leg.
Oh, yeah.
But if you notice that he's not got, the actual visitor hasn't even got his pistol with him.
No.
Yeah, exactly, Sharon. There's a slow pace to the story developing. It's not just constant action. There's a proper story building up here. And this is, again, why I think it would struggle as a movie.
Because to have the reveal be, well, it's already happened. We've seen that there's nefarious stuff going on.
We don't fully know what the visitors are yet.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously we know what they are because of society and years have moved on. But at the time, if put ourselves back into ourselves in the 80s, and no, this was, you know, we don't know what's going on. There's lots of just very strange behavior.
Back with them when the visitor said, oh, so her dad's an anthropologist, huh?
Why has he brought his camera without the battery pack or the tape recording element with him?
It was too heavy. Oh God. Oh God. Well, we'll catch you on you'll get the next one. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll get the 10:30.
Again, really nice effects work for a TV show we're seeing here with the ships. I mean, don't forget, these guys, unfortunately, were in the shadow of Return of the Jedi. So for a TV show, they're doing a tremendous job.
And hey, back on those old school TVs, you wouldn't see like the artifacts that you see
No.
nowadays.
No.
So it would have looked even better. I've seen some of these props like elsewhere in other science fiction, I swear.
Oh, I'm sure they would have been made in such a large quantity they would have been reused. So what are they doing?
They're doing the James Bond villain exposition. This is one big waste of time. Those foolish humies. He's realizing, damn, I can't film without the battery pack or the tape.
Well, he manages to.
This is giving me Alien vibes now.
It is. It's again, for a TV movie, they built an incredible amount of really good looking sets.
Yeah.
Everything.
This is a great looking set. And the slight subtle difference, you've gone from the like porcelain cleanness of the ship that everyone sees and the scaly green underbelly that no one else gets to see.
And of course, we just happen to have an attractive female alien just sat there.
Of course.
Oh, she's got a pet guinea pig.
Oh, yes. That just unlocked a memory. I remember this scene too.
The frog? The fact that they're just revealing the plan, they're playing everybody for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Sharon's saying, not that scene yet. Well, we're not quite at that scene yet. I think you're just a few seconds behind us. I'm about 1:04 into it so far. And oh. It's a guinea pig.
Such great body acting though, the way he juts his head like a snake as well.
Mm. Oh, here we go.
Here it goes. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, the lump in the throat as it goes down.
That's great bladder work. Why am I scare-roused right now?
Look, he's got a breakfast bar in his room, a snack bar in his room too.
Yeah, it's one of those continental breakfast places when you go to any of those hotel chains.
And now more is being revealed about the visitors. They're blind. He's even got a case to keep his eyes in. Oh,
there's some great contact actually as well.
They are. Oh.
Why just give him a lick?
This must have been so shocking for the time, though, to see this as a twist when you had no idea what was going on.
And then there it is, just peeling away.
Oof. Here we go.
Quick, beat him with the camera. Get him in frame.
Oh.
Where do you learn that move?
Here we go. Oh. Oh, Cyrus, smile for the camera.
Oh, there you go. Had to be one.
But Gary in our YouTube says David Icke thought this was a documentary. So Paul Wacker says this was back in the day of the late 70s, 80s, mid 90s, when a broadcast network in the US would devote money and hours of prime time to a 4, 6, or 10-hour miniseries. Shogun, Roots, Thornbirds, It. Exactly. These were when these were major productions.
Mm-hmm. Not all of us are green, says Lizard Man. We have a variety of colors, skin and eye-wise. We're very vibrant people.
But the thing is, as well, you can kind of understand why the visitors, even if they were, if they had good intentions, would hide themselves, because they would know from looking at us that we wouldn't instinctively trust lizard people.
Exactly. Oh man, I'm already picturing the modern remake. It would go on YouTube, wouldn't it? And everyone would be like, fake news.
Here we go. Space Dinosaur says, this was such an experience watching when released. The parts with Leonardo Cimino, Abraham Birdsong were all fantastic. He's incredible in this show. He's incredible. He's incredible. He's incredible in June. He was a wonderful actor. Ooh. So we've taken control of the media.
Gotta love that. Very subtle imagery. It's half of a swastika, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Damn you, science.
Oh, they're playing into their hands in the story, aren't they? They really are. They're being manipulated.
Oh, yeah.
If I was Sean's mother, I would be saying, Sean, don't sit so close to the TV constantly, please.
Your eyes are going to go square. Yeah. I'm sure if you rubbed your hand over it, Anzi, it probably could be Braille.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it fortunate just how the visitors happen to have all these visitor patrols everywhere on the visitor friends? It was just moving everything into place ready for the
Yep, they woven themselves into society pretty well.
Yeah.
Yep, seen this before.
So now this is very interesting. So in the run-up to V being aired, these posters were put all over, I believe it was in LA at the time. It was an element of viral marketing. And I think it's actually the night after the first episode, they were all graffitied by the, they were graffitied by the production.
Mm. Good old propaganda.
Yeah.
Oh, not poor Buenos Aires. It gets it again in Starship Troopers.
It does.
Why do aliens hate Buenos Aires so much? The movies do it all the time. Want to know more? Yes, always.
Mhm.
I love the propaganda in
Right.
Starship Troopers, to be fair.
That's right. Carl's saying about V the Final Battle. We discussed it earlier, saying that was 6 hours instead of 4, which this was, and it was released a year later. Yeah, in the UK, Carl, V and V the Final Battle were played over 1 week. V was held back until V the Final Battle came out, and then it was a 2-hour movie every night for 5 nights in the UK. This is very close to sort of Nazi Germany, where a subset of society was singled out and isolated for just being who they were. What's quite interesting is, though, there's a strong parallel about in this. Well, there's a theme in this that's common amongst the, and again, I don't know if you ever read them or seen the TV shows, the tripod materials, whereby a way of controlling people was through eradicating the technology and the science.
Limit progress, and you can control people to a certain extent.
Exactly. They've got a very nice apartment.
They do.
But he's a stockbroker, so he's fictional 80s rich. He's got a Porsche or a Lamborghini.
He has a whole ocean in his backyard. See, I'd be safe because I'm an idiot.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Andrew, you deal in the computronics, so you may be ostracized.
I may be.
I can pass. I'm also left-handed, so that helps.
Exactly, Cirrus. Nothing more 80s than nothing more 1980s than a jerk stockbroker. That's right.
Oh yeah. All he has to be doing is bumps of cocaine off his knuckles every now and then.
That's right.
And
or negotiating some kind of deal with the aliens.
Yeah.
Oh, the little girl's got an ET toy. That's why they're attacking the house, not because they're scientists. Don't like ET.
They're not fans of ET. They just got Mac and me as a license plate.
Macamee was better. Smash. So is Daniel actually supposed to be 21 here, or is he just? I think he's a dropout, kind of just out of school.
18-ish.
Should be 21 drinking alcohol, shouldn't he?
True, but I mean, come on.
Well, apparently he's 17.
There you go. Oh, we all want things to be back the way they were.
Exactly.
You're still within ear like distance of him, aren't you?
Yeah. James Headley says, support your local fascist.
Or else.
Yeah. This. I just love this. Even the scenes like this are so well written and acted because it's showing the realistic conflict inside their house. Their blood has turned against them.
How slippery of a slope it is. Scientists are the problem, and then all of a sudden, when you're critical of the fascists, you become a problem, despite the fact that you're not a scientist. You could be a dumbass.
Yeah,
like me. And
you're not dumb.
You're equally as
culpable.
Yeah.
I'll help you with the words. There we go.
Thank you. So tense. So,
it is.
And, just the gun again on his hip.
Yeah. It's the fact he's wearing almost like a child's Nazi uniform.
Yeah.
That's fighting talk.
Yep. Those are fighting words. He looks like he'd sell his parents for a nickel.
He would. Yeah, it's great. The family are petrified of their own son.
Yeah.
I love the shot as well. It's like with the ship above head. It's like it's peering down on them.
A constant oppressive presence.
Yeah. And of course, they rounded TJ Hooker up at this time because he would be too dangerous a man to have on the planet running around.
For sure. For sure.
James Elliott says TJ Hooker would have jumped on the hood of a landing craft.
I wonder if there's like a degree of what scientists are like a hierarchy of what's more important to grab and yank. And if there's someone like low on the totem pole that's okay, like I don't know, marine biologist probably isn't too And again, they got biologists in the name. Space whales are probably a thing. National Lampoon's Alien Vacation.
And that's William Russ we're seeing as a cop there, as Brad the cop.
Best go into zoology. You got a point there. But yeah, that's the thing. You're not fighting the aliens, you're fighting your neighbors, your community.
Yeah.
And
you don't know who to trust because they've got so many people on their side.
yeah, good point by Sharon. This now sounds like they live.
I think that's
I
an
would have loved
effects
it.
thing, Hazel, saying they never did a shot where the entire scene was cast in the dark shadow of the ship. They're always on the outside, and the ship would cast our shadow. It would. I think that's just a production thing at the time.
Again, as an actor, running past sparking explosions.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper would have, Rowdy Roddy would have sorted it out. Yep, 100%.
Ooh. See, and now you're seeing bullies who maybe feel oppressed of. They're loving it because they want to go on a power trip and it's facilitating them. Carl Wacker says, the ostracized scientists could be a threat. If given resources and organization in spite of the superior VTech, so to prevent that, they have regular people become unwilling to help those scientists. Exactly. It's about controlling the population through the media.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very clever piece of television or filmmaking, this.
Again, it's sci-fi doing what sci-fi does best. It's putting a spotlight on
sci-fi being an allegory for the real world.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're seeing Elias profiteering off the war. Sharon saying, wow, now any lawbreaker gets shot in the back, better think twice about jaywalking then. Exactly.
I always think twice about jaywalking.
It's not a crime in the UK though, is it?
It's not.
We're a lawless society.
Yeah.
You mean that absolutely fantastic pool house that they've got?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, just casually had it. Jaywalkers running amok. No, they're jaywalking amok.
Yes. Jay running amok.
Mm.
Now, this is some very powerful moment.
With context, knowing that we really haven't learned too much.
No.
Just it hurts, and like Lizard Man says, it hurts to hear.
Yeah. So Sharon saying the father gives the best monologue in the whole show. Oh, Mad Matt's saying, I see you blinking, but no talking. What's happening? It's because that scene was tremendous. That scene was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's why.
Phenomenal.
Mm.
And yes, we've all heard the stories. We all have seen the media. We've all played the video games, but we do not know what it's like. And that generation of people are almost gone. And when they are gone, we're probably going to make the same mistakes again.
Yeah.
And that's why these pieces of media have to remind us of that potential for evil.
Yeah. It's really powerful, this is. I mean, this could literally be transplanted back to Nazi Germany or France. The story, it's with aliens in it. Again, it makes it more kind of accessible.
Yeah. That's the thing. If you've been so close to them, you would not believe this, even if
because she's in her
trust.
She's in her own manipulated bubble controlled by the visitors. Yeah. Sharon says, watching this in 1983 as a teen, I didn't quite get the power of this whole show, but as an adult, hearing that speech makes this so much more than an Alien miniseries. It really is.
Yeah.
You don't know if you can trust her or not as well. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's another They Live moment.
Oh, it is. I'll say as well, when you watch this show, I think Bryan Singer did a lot of his own stunts in this show. He's very much an action hero. You see a lot of him jumping up and down. And when we get to the final battle, there's some stuff he's doing that now they wouldn't let an actor do for the most part for fear of breaking their ankle.
It looked like at the beginning, he was in. I think it was him in the car when they were driving in the cold open segment.
Yeah.
If Rowdy Roddy turned up, there'd be a 11-minute fight sequence between the aliens and him. We challenge the aliens to a drinking contest.
That's right. That's right. They can't hold their booze. Mark Singer, was this before the Beastmaster? I think this was after the first Beastmaster film, but it was certainly before the second Beastmaster film. Yeah, Daniel, you're creepy and a bit strange, mate.
Yeah, just a touch, just a touch.
Yeah, that's
challenge into a game of beer pong.
Too far now, Daniel. Too far. Here's James. He's so sleazy.
At least he stopped.
Yeah. Lizard Man wants to know, how is it between this girl's two love interests? The alien Vader is the better choice. I'd rather go for the alien over Daniel, to be honest.
Yeah.
But also, let's not forget that Robin is kind of caught up in a bit in the web of the visitors, that she kind of believes that things aren't as bad. Sharon will agree with this. This is something this is something I've been told before. Every girl loves a bad boy, but a real bad boy, not a douchebag boy. Oh, definitely an 80s film. She's racing off in a convertible Beetle.
Yep. Serpentine, dude. Serpentine. Oh, wait, no, it's fine. They shoot like stormtroopers. Oof.
Wow. Ow. Oh, he landed in a bad place. When he fell.
Yeah, that neck. He won't walk right.
Oh. Oh.
It's impressive the weight that these laser shots are having.
Feel them.
Yeah.
Lizardman says this resistance is off to a great start. Exactly. They don't really know what they're doing. They're just trying to get together to do something.
Bunch of scientists.
It's a VW Beetle, probably with a stock engine. You could outrun it on foot.
Can I offer you an egg in this trying time?
Yes. But let's not forget, during the Second World War, eggs were a currency. Food was a currency for a lot of people.
Maybe a currency again soon in the future.
Yeah. Exactly, Sharon, exactly. Edward the Black Prince says, it might be dangerous, but you could go up to one in public and rip their face off. Be easier than trying to convince people. Sharon, it says people still wouldn't believe it. Exactly. Sometimes you can't convince people of the truth, and that's what the aliens know. This is what's so powerful about this show, even in the modern day, with the relative, with modern world, the fact that people can be not believe clear facts in the media.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Another like powerful scene of just denial.
It's how he's coping with what he knows has happened.
Yeah.
It's like he knows if he stops talking, he's going to have to address the reality that his brother's dead. James Helly says, this needs the length of a miniseries. As a movie, it just wouldn't have the room to make the story work on anything other than the action movie level. Exactly. It's got a decent story to it.
Bit of survivor's guilt.
Here we go.
Here it comes.
Hey, an old man's teaching us graffiti. But this is what was sprayed on all these posters, which I think is an absolutely brilliant piece of sort of early viral marketing that they did.
Goosebumps, man. Like it's weirdly inspiring.
Okay. To be continued. Well, everybody, that was the first part of V the miniseries. Of course, we are completing this story next week with part 2 of V the miniseries, the original series. Dom, now it's your first watching, well, probably your first watch with a decent adult memory on with you.
Oh, for sure.
What do you think of it?
I did not think that an hour and 40 minutes had gone by. It has blown by so quickly.
Yep. And you want to watch part 2 right now?
Yes, I do. I am so eager for next week to come around already.
It was.
Yeah, it's really good.
It really was. It really is such a fantastic mini-series. It's brilliant. It's a 2-part movie. It's theatrical. That's why we included it for this, because it is so theatrical in its nature. But let's just get the last comments from our friends over on YouTube and on Discord. Sharon saying, fantastic, it just went by so fast. Lizman, it's actually really good, even if it is anti-reptile propaganda. Onzi, it's a lot of fun. Sirius says it's still great. And we know the truth through Lizard Man, says Sharon. But it was absolutely brilliant. I can't wait for next week. It's going to be so much fun. Let's wait and see if anyone else has got anything else to say before we sign off. But it's going to be a lot of fun to see the conclusion to this story. And we will be covering V, the final battle, at a future point, not immediately after this. But yes, Sharon says, I want to watch part 2 now, and then again next week with you guys. So it's going to be fantastic. So everybody, please stay safe, look after each other, and be kind. Oh, quickly, Robin, our CEO, is here. Robin, what did you think of E? Because I think you hadn't seen it for a long time, if at all. Let's just get your reactions as well. After the Black Prince says, a great TV movie, has so much effort in it. Jedi Wizard says, thank you all. Sharon says, see you all next week. Just see if anyone else has anything else to say. Oh, and here we go. Anyway, oh, Robin thought it was fantastic. Yes, it was absolutely fantastic. Calbot says, I want the second part now. Well, we'll savor it. Let's go back to predate the days of streaming where we could just have things immediately. We'll see you all in 7 days for the conclusion to this fantastic watch party. So everyone, stay safe, be kind, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
See you then.